Hi guys, welcome to English 4 again. So today we're going to continue with the same handout that we were using last time. I'm so sorry about today that I couldn't be in class. I'm pretty sick because I just got my booster dose, my third jab for the vaccine, and it got me really, really sick, surprisingly. Anyway, so I'm really, really sorry. Anyway, so that's why I'm doing this video clip for you. And the good thing is that I might take a bit long to explain things. So I think doing this video gives me a bit more time. I'm honestly not sure how long I'm going to take actually. But anyway, so I'm going to continue from where we left off last time. As you can see on this page, it's exactly the same handout. We did this already. Okay, we talked about causes and effects already. So we're just going to go through it very quickly before we move on to the next part. So as you can see here, the cause here is the internet. Okay, and you have three effects here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, as I said last time, you can stop right here if you want to. Okay, I think it depends on many things. It depends on how many words you want to write, and do you have enough information to write for each point, 1, 2, 3, these points, or if you actually want to elaborate more. Okay, so it's completely up to you, right? So as you can see, three effects here. If you stop there, fine, great, okay, clear, fair enough. But then if you think that, you know what, I actually want to talk more about a particular point, for example, point number 1, you think that the internet will create many new options for people like work, entertainment, or study. Okay, and then you want to talk more to the next effect that this fact will cause. When you get more options for yourselves, then you might choose to stay at home more. That's the next effect. Okay, so you can do that as well. Then the next part of this handout, we're going to talk about different ways of organization. Okay, if you look at number 1, it's very simple and straightforward. Block organization. So basically, one cause, one effect. That's it. Done. Very easy. The internet will provide a way to keep up with old friends. Finish. Okay. In this case, it's like when you want to write maybe a short paragraph. It's not a full essay, probably, because you might not have enough information just for one paragraph. But then again, okay, if you have really a large pool of information, then probably you can do an essay as well, as long as you have introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion. But okay, as you can see, straightforward, internet, and then one effect. But then if you look at number 2 here, it says one cause with multiple effects. Quite similar to the first one, right? But then you just have more effects, that's all, okay? Normally, we would use this kind of organization when you have quite a complex topic that you want to talk about, or you have different kinds of effects you want to talk about. So you can just separate them by paragraphs. Okay, like first, okay, so you have 4 effects here. Like the first effect, you talk about new options for people. And number 2, you talk about ways to keep up with old friends. And 3, you talk about ways to make new friends. And 4, you talk about how homes will become cozy entertainment providers. Okay, so very easy as well, straightforward. When you write something, when you think about causes or effects, I think you can just deal with this kind of organization because it's easy. But if you look at number 3, you might think, okay, we've got 3 effects as well, but be careful, guys. It's different. Even though you have 3, but these 3, not all of them are the effects of the internet directly. Okay, if you look at this, the one here, okay, the one that I'm marking here, all your 4 effects above, they are from the internet, right? They are directly from the internet. But if you look at number 3 here, the first one definitely is the effect of the internet. Of course, the internet will provide a way to make new friends with similar interests. Okay, that's for sure the effect of the internet. But if you look at number 2, people may choose to meet new friends in person. That's not the effect from the internet or of the internet. That's the effect of the fact that people have a new way to make new friends. Okay, so this becomes the cause. And this is the effect, of course. Okay, with the fact that people choose to meet new friends in person, this is actually the cause of the fact that life will become more interesting. Okay, so number 3 here is like dominoes, basically. So you get the internet first, affects number 1, and number 1 is the cause of effect number 2. And number 2 is the cause of effect number 3. And it keeps going like that. Okay, so how do you decide whether to use number 3 here or to use number 2 here? It's completely up to you. If you think that you can arrange your ideas in whatever way that is easier for you, that is easier for readers to understand, please go ahead with that one. But one thing is that, like I said, number 2 here that I'm marking, number 2 here, you normally use it when your topic is quite complex and your effects are not related at all. They're totally from different aspects. Okay, in that case, please go ahead and use this kind of organization. Different paragraphs for different effects completely. But if you want to use number 3 here, you normally use it when your effects are closely related, okay, interrelated. If you can link one effect to the next effect, then you can use this one, okay? Right. So the important thing about this is that you cannot jump directly from the initial cause to the final effect. So, sorry. The internet is your initial cause. And your final effect is here, the fact that life will become more interesting. So you can't jump from the internet to life will become more interesting, because in this scenario, we would like life with this fact, life will become more interesting is actually the effect of the cause that people would choose to meet new friends in person. Okay. I know even though the internet actually makes life interesting, then I don't understand that. But in this case, you have other effects before that, which actually affect this fact. Okay. Right. So, okay. Look at this here, example here. So you have just, like one sentence, one clause, one phrase, whatever, but then you can see the links, okay, that it can go to the final effect. How is that so? Cause number 1, people move into new areas and clear land for agriculture by cutting down trees. Okay, so people move there and they cut down trees. And then the effect is what? The tree roots no longer hold the soil in place, right? We're talking about this. And then this will become the cause of the next effect. So when the tree roots do not hold the soil in place, the topsoil washes away during heavy rains. That's the effect. And now it becomes a cause. The topsoil is not there anymore. Well, it washes away during heavy rains. So there's no good soil to grow crops in. And with this fact that there's no good soil to grow crops in, people move into new areas again and clear land for agriculture by cutting down trees again. Okay, so it's like it's going round and in a circle. Okay, so like I said, it's exactly the same logic. One cause is this cause is a cause for this effect, and then this effect can become a cause for the next effect as well. Okay. So this is the homework that we talked about last time that I left you with. So it's about SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Okay. Have a look at this. So basically, we're talking about this illness that people who suffer from it, they are depressed, okay, during the winter months because of the weather and it's all gloomy and dark. So they say that now doctors understand the causes of this condition, which affects millions of people. Okay. Now, have a look at the questions here. After reading and answer the questions below, which paragraph contains the chain of causes and effects? I hope that you did it already, so I'm gonna give you the answers. 1 second. Okay, So the paragraph that contains the chain of causes and effects, if you look at it, of course, is paragraph number 2. Okay, I'll have a look at that 1 second. Because if you look at paragraph number 2, so they started off by talking about SAD, that is actually from the decrease in the amount of sunlight, okay, that we receive as as a person. If we receive not enough, if we don't receive enough. So doctors know that decreased sunlight increases the production of melatonin, and it keeps going like that. So it's saying that, okay, so we receive the decrease in the amount of sunlight, and then this fact increases the production of melatonin, okay? And then melatonin is a sleep-related hormone that is produced at increased levels in the dark. So therefore, when the days are shorter and darker, the production of hormone increases. So it's like a chain, right? So one thing affects the next one. Okay, so what is the effect of decreased sunlight in winter? Decreased sunlight in winter. So basically, you get the imbalance of 2 chemical substances, okay? We talked about that. So you get more melatonin and less serotonin. What other change results from a decrease in the amount of sunlight? Have a look at this here. Doctors believe that a decrease in the amount of sunlight the body receives may cause a disturbance in the body's natural clock. That's another effect. I hope this is clear. If it's not, please do let me know on Friday. We're going to talk about this if you want to. If you have any questions at all regarding this video or whatever we talk about in this video, please let me know, okay? So the final results that we get, okay, final effects, of course, the whole thing here. So you get oversleeping, lethargy, oversleeping, weight gain, you get anxiety and irritability. Okay, so these are all your final effects. Right. Okay. So next is just this one is just an example of an essay that analyzes the effects of an event. If you have a look at this paragraph here, the first paragraph, of course, is your introduction. Look at the last sentence that they underline. The rules in our house were strict and had both short-term and long-term effects. That's it. Did they say what the effects are? No. You can do it this way as well if you want to, okay? You can just say, oh, you get loads and effects from one particular action or one thing. And then you can describe the effects in your following paragraphs, okay? So the first, as you can see the highlight here, the pink highlighted sentence here, you don't even know how many effects you're going to have or you're going to read from this essay. First of all, it says, from the time we were young, we were responsible for keeping our rooms neat and clean. Now you know it's all about being neat and clean. And then this writer actually concluded that as adults, actually, I think we all can now appreciate this discipline of tidying up before leaving our rooms, apartments, or houses. So that's a concluding sentence for you. So the first one, you know already, okay, so the rules are here. The first rule is that you have to be neat and clean. And the second rule, doing as well as possible in school was also very important in our family. So that means, okay, the second rule means you have to be great in school. Okay, you have to pay attention in school. Then you get a concluding sentence in that paragraph as well, that today our parents can boast that all 10 of their children are college graduates and that among them are 2 doctors and 2 college professors. So like I said, if you remember, in each paragraph, in each body paragraph, you don't need a concluding sentence, but you can if you want to, just like this example, okay? So that's the second rule. The third rule, finally. So now you know, when you see the word finally, you kind of guess already that, okay, so this is going to be the last point. Our parents always made sure that we understood how important our relationships to each other were. So basically, this rule is all about relationships between brothers and sisters, okay? The long-term result of this is that we're all very close today. So the writer concluded for you that, okay, this is the result. Okay, that, well, we're very close. That's it. So when you do your paragraph, I hope you can have a look at this, and I hope it helps, because I think this essay is very clear on the points that they want to make. And yeah, you have to be clear as well for in your essay, okay, what points you want to make and how you can support yourself with that kind of point. For example, if you're, we're still on this page, if you're looking at, okay, look at this one. The first body paragraph, okay? This is, that's in your introduction. And then this is your first body paragraph. First of all, you're talking about being neat and clean. So then you have to support yourself. How? What? Exactly. So the writer talked about the parents. So our parents did a daily inspection of our rooms that could occur at any time. If our beds were not made or our clothes were not hung up or our toys were left out, we were immediately taken to our rooms when we got home from school and told to correct the situation. So this is kind of, this is the kind of story you want to tell. If you come up with a point, okay, a main point or a reason, a cause or an effect, please make sure that you support it. You have an example for it, okay? Right, the next part that I want to talk about. In this handout, they give you a cause and effect essay plan. You can have a look at this. Normally, as we talked about, okay, this is like a conclusion for you. The introduction, we talked about that already, that we're going to provide background information about the situation you're talking about, okay? And of course, you describe the situation. State whether you plan to discuss its causes or its effects. You don't have to say that I'm going to talk about the effects. I'm going to talk about the causes. You don't have to say that, but you can just say, oh, there are several effects that we get or people get from this particular cause, okay? Identify the main causes or effects. And the most important thing, write a thesis statement that states the focus of your essay. Like I always say, that thesis statement has to be clear enough to tell your readers which direction your essay is going to. If you're going to read someone else's work and then you see their thesis statement, I hope that you get a clear message from that. And I hope you know what to expect after reading that. Same thing when you write, okay? Your readers expect to know what you're going to write about in the rest of your essay. Supporting paragraphs, state the first or second, third, fourth, if you have, cause or effect in the first, second, third paragraph. Support the paragraph, the causes or effect with facts, examples, statistics, personal experiences, quotations. All these we talked about, you can use anything as your examples, okay? And conclusion, don't forget to summarize the main causes or effects. Draw a conclusion or make a prediction if you want to. If it's something, like I said, we talked about pollution, maybe pollution in our country, maybe we can leave with a prediction that, okay, things are going to get better because we're trying to build more transportation or public transportation or SkyTrain. Okay, things are going to get better. Or maybe if you have a suggestion, you can do it here as well in your conclusion. The next part, if you look at this, sentence patterns for writing topic sentences and thesis statements for cause and effect paragraphs and essays. Always remember, I always say that, guys, when you want to write a thesis statement or when you want to write a topic sentence, don't think about anything complicated. Okay, think about something easy, something clear. You know, any sentence that would give a clear message to your readers. For example, if you look at number 1, very easy and straightforward. There are several causes, reasons, effects of what? You can say there are several reasons why people want to move to another country. there are several reasons why people exercise. There are many or several effects of exercising, basically. I'm just going to write it here just in case. Okay. Have a look at this here, guys. I don't have space. There are several causes or reasons why people exercise. There are several effects of exercising. If you look at these two sentences, you see the first one. If I say there are several causes or reasons why people exercise, very, very clear, right? That I'm going to talk about reasons why. Maybe I want to be healthy. Maybe I want to lose weight. Okay. Maybe I want to kind of overcome what I'm worried about, my personal concerns. Okay. Very clear. I want to talk about reasons or causes. The second sentence, on the other hand, there are several effects of exercising. If you see this, you know straight away that I'm going to talk about the effects of exercising, what exercising does to me. Okay, so these are very, very easy sentences that you write all the time. You can use them as your thesis statement or your topic sentence. It depends on what you're talking about exactly. Okay, so that's the example. So you get examples here as well. There are several causes of jet lag. As I said, you can stop here if you want. There are several causes of jet lag. That could be your thesis statement, done. But then in this case, they actually tell you what causes there are. So travel across 3 or more time zone, 1, poor sleep habits before traveling, 2, and poor flight conditions, 3. You can do that as well, okay? Next, there are several bad effects of drinking too much coffee. Same thing, stop here if you want to. If not, you can continue and list out all the effects you want to talk about. Insomnia, digestive problems, and an increase in blood pressure, anxiety, and tremors. Okay. If you look at number 3, an increase in blood pressure, okay, then separate that, you get anxiety, and 5, you get tremors as well. Okay, so you might have many body paragraphs, as many as you want. But as I said, our structure would be that would expect you to have 3 body paragraphs. Okay. Right. And also, let me think. Okay, with number 3, 4, 5 here. 3, 4, 5 here. If you think that they are under the same aspect, if you want to talk about health directly, okay, as in blood pressure that could increase in anxiety and tremors, you can kind of combine them if you want to. If they can be linked to one another, then in that case, you can just combine them. And also, if you don't have that much information, okay, if it's a lot of information, you might want to separate them. But if not, then you can combine them, right? So pattern number 2, there are, if you don't say several, many, you can say number. Okay, you can say number 3, 4, or several, exactly the same as this one. Main reasons or causes why. Exactly the same as what we talked about. There are 3 main reasons why I want to share an apartment with a roommate. Could do a full stop here if you want. You get more, or you can just elaborate more. You can get more space, lower rent, and companionship. That's it. The next example, there are 3 main reasons why my family decided to move to a bigger city. 3 main reasons, very clear. As a reader, if you write this sentence, I would get a very clear idea what you're going to talk about. Okay. You don't even have to list these things out if you don't want to, because I'm going to get to see them in your body paragraphs anyway. Number 3, whatever this is, had several, 3, 4, a few important effects on. Okay, So this can be whatever you want. And this can be whatever you want as well. So now you have example, my parents' divorce had 3 important effects on my life. The new shopping center had several positive effects on our community. These can be important effects, positive effects, negative effects, bad effects, okay, whatever adjective you want to put there, you can just use it, okay? So now the next part is about signal words. Okay, subordinators, prepositional phrases, and transition. All these words can be used in your cause and effect essays. And actually, I think these words you can actually use in your everyday life as well when you talk to someone, okay? It's not necessarily for writing, it's for speaking as well. So example, cause and effect. Because more and more people communicate by emailing and text messaging, people have fewer opportunities to have personal interactions. So they're stating the cause for you and the effect for you. So we use emails and we use text, and then the effect is what? We don't really have personal interactions anymore. We don't see each other face to face anymore. That's the effect. So you have a table here on the left-hand side introducing the cause, on the right-hand side introducing the effect, okay? Have a look at these words and see if there are some words that you don't understand, okay? Then we're gonna talk about that on Friday, because actually there is a piece of homework in this handout that I would like you to do, and it's from this table actually. So they give you some examples here. So they actually separated for you, like I said, left-hand side introducing the cause, right-hand side introducing the effects. Have a look at the examples here as a consequence, as a result of course, very clear, you're giving the result, right? No, sorry, the result is here. We canceled the soccer game. Exactly the same thing. That's the effect, that's the result, okay? But the cause is what? Cause is the rain. As a consequence, I know the consequence and the result, okay? They're similar. The consequence and result of what? So that means you're stating the cause, and then the effect comes after. As a consequence of the rain, we cancel the soccer game. Because it was raining, we canceled the soccer game. Because of the rain, we canceled their soccer game. Last time, someone was asking about because and because of. As you can see here, because is followed by a sentence, basically subject and verb. Okay, but because of is followed by a noun. That's all. Okay, whenever you see the word of, because of, as a consequence of, as a result of, okay, the effect of anything, all these are followed by a noun. Okay. Right. So have a look at these sentences and let me know on Friday if you have any questions at all. Now, if you look at this is just, the grammar part, only a bit of it. Stating causes with subordinators and prepositional phrases. I'm not even going to ask you to remember everything, but I just want you to have a look at the structure of the sentences here. So, right, have a look at number 1 first. The cause clause is introduced by because, since, as. I hope you know that because, since, as, they are exactly the same. Normally, we're so used to the fact that since is used with time, but actually since can mean because as well, and as can mean because as well, okay? So if you want to introduce your reason, your cause of something with these words, because, since, as, when the cause is at the beginning of the sentence, use a comma. Have a look at the examples here. First one first. Because more and more people communicate by emailing and text messaging, comma. People have fewer opportunities to have personal interactions. But when you swap, when you swap the sentence around, you change. Okay, have a look at this. When the cause is at the end of a sentence, do not use a comma. when you have the word because, since, as in the middle of your sentence, you don't use comma anymore. If you look at these two sentences, number 1, number 2, they are exactly the same. You just swap the two parts of the sentences around. Okay, number 1, you use because first, and number 2, you use because later. You put the second part of the sentence first. People have fewer opportunities to have face-to-face and voice-to-voice interactions because more and more people communicate by emailing and text messaging. In this case, like I said, no comma, okay? Now, if you're going to state the effects with transitions, if you're talking or introducing the effects by words such as consequently, as a result, for this reason, therefore, and thus, all these, cause and effect can be combined into one sentence by using a semicolon and a comma. Okay, have a look. More and more people communicate by emailing and text messaging. And now you want to talk about the result of it, right? Because the action is that, okay, we use email and text. The result, consequently, comma, people have fewer opportunities to have face-to-face and voice-to-voice interactions. Notice, I hope you notice one thing here. After the word messaging, you get a semicolon because you're trying to combine two sentences together, okay? But there's also another way to do it, which is very easy as well. Honestly, personally, I would do the second way here. I would do it this way for me, but completely up to you. If you think the first way is, easier for you, please go ahead and do that. Look at this. More and more people communicate by email, by emailing and text messaging. Full stop. As a result, still, comma, people have fewer opportunities to have personal interactions. You can just use consequently here as well, same thing. But don't forget, it has to be in, your C has to be in capital letter. Why? Because you're starting a new sentence. So these two, they are exactly the same. It's just how you write them. You want to make them one sentence? Do it this way. If you want to make them two sentences, do it this way. That's all. Okay? Okay, right. So the next part here is going to be your homework, actually. So you get exercise here and here. The first one, read the sentences below and underline the part of the sentence that states a cause. The other way around, the second exercise, read the sentences below and underline the part of the sentence that states an effect. Okay, for example, number 1, you have to underline the sentence that states a cause, right? Number 1, the computer is a learning tool since it helps children to master math and language skills. So which one is the cause? Think about it. If you see the word since, it's because, right? I said. So that's the cause. Computer helps children in math and language skills. That's the cause. That is why we consider computer a learning tool. That's the result. Cause and the effect is here. Okay, so please do that. And this would be your homework that I would ask you to submit on Google Classroom. I'm gonna summarize in a little bit. Okay, so you have 2 exercises here. And next one, so you have 5. Yeah, 5. So you have 5 parts here. Basically, for number 1, they give you 2 sentences. You have to look at them and think which one is cause, which one is effect, right? And then combine the 2 sentences using the words they give you. As a result, because how are you going to combine these 2 sentences? Okay, please go ahead and finish these. Okay, so all these, I'm asking you to submit it to me on Google Classroom. Okay, and the deadline is Thursday because we have class again on Friday, right? So we're going to talk about these things on Friday. So on Thursday, please submit it before 6 p.m. Okay, 6 p.m. Thursday. So, right, that's all. These are all the, yeah, this is the homework that I'm asking you to do. That's it. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Please make sure that you write down whatever that you're not sure about or that you're confused about, and then let me know on Friday, okay, so we can talk about it, because Friday is the last day before, well, next week on Tuesday, we have our in-class writing. And right, I guess everybody knows this already, that we're going to be doing this online for a while until we get a further update from the university. So in-class writing would be online as well next Tuesday. Right. So thank you very much for watching the clip, and I hope that is clear for you. But if it's not, please, please, please do let me know. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. And I'm going to see you guys on Tuesday then. Thank you. Bye.